Okay, so the next part of the training is site inspection draws. So after the loan has closed and the project has started, this is where we deal with the draws. So part of our job is to get the contractor paid. We review the job site, we take pictures, we document, and then we basically prove to the lender what work is done and what money should be released. Obviously the client signs off on this, the consultant signs off on it, and the contractor signs off on it. Once all those signatures are made, then it goes directly to the lender and lets the lender know what items are complete and how much the contractor should get paid. Okay, and we can go over how we figure out percentages and things like that, but if we just go through this checklist real quick, you're going to get a good handle on what exactly happens during a draw inspection. Okay, so first of all, you always want to have a copy of the SOR in the file. That's why we create the hard file. You want to take that with you every time, so you know if you have to refer back to the bid or you got to refer back to the SOR report, you have it on hand. Okay, so keep that in your file when you go do a draw. Then in the drive, there's a draw request spreadsheet. Okay, now what happens is the admin sends out a request sheet to the contractor. So it's going to give them the breakdown of all 35 line items, and it's going to tell them how much money they have left. Now, the goal here is that the contractor fills out that spreadsheet. He requests based on money that he thinks he's owed and on line items that he thinks are complete. The only problem with this is sometimes they fill it out, sometimes they don't. You just got to pretend like they just called and said, I need a draw, and they haven't told you anything. You still have to use the SOR and the bid to come up with that number. But if they do their part and they send you I'm going to call it a cheat sheet or request for the draw, it makes your job easier, but it's not required, and it's just nice if we get it. Okay, we also want to verify the access information. Okay, if there's a code, if there's a key, we always want to get that updated. We do send them a reminder once it closes saying, hey, we need the job site access information, because the combination or the key could have changed if they purchased the house. That could have been the realtor's lockbox, and now it's the contractor's lockbox. So we always want to verify that so we're not making wasted trips. If we don't verify and we show up, we can't charge them for a wasted trip. But if we verify the access information, we show up and we still can't get in, then we can charge for a wasted trip. But get this out of the way. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. You want to show up, get in, get out, and not have to rely on someone letting you in the project. We already talked about this. Get a copy of the contractor's bid. You want the final bid in this file so you know what was the final number. It should match your SOR. That way you can refer back to either one of them when you're on the job site, because the bid sometimes might be a little bit more detailed, or the SOR might be a little more detailed, but that'll help you decide what exactly is done, how much percentage is done, if it's 100% done or half done or whatever. And then also, if there's any drawings or prints, those are super helpful to have in the file. So now if you have the SOR, you have the bid, and you have any drawings or prints, you pretty much have everything you need to make a decision on how much the contractor should get paid. Okay, so then we provided you guys with a inspection checklist. Okay, I use the checklist every time I do a draw. This becomes second nature, but if you do the same thing over and over and over again, it just makes your life easier. You don't miss anything. You get all the data. It just becomes methodical, just like you would with a home inspection. Just get protocol in place, follow your checklist, and you're in good shape. So what we like to do is, first thing when we show up to the job site, we take a picture of the outside of the house. Okay, that way we know that's our starting point. And then we're going to take pictures of all of the rooms, all of the completed work. I like to take pictures of not only the completed work, but all of the other rooms in the house. That way we know exactly what stage this project is at. Then we're going to upload those photos and videos into the drive. The videos are just, updates and marketing videos. Like, let's say they moved a wall or they demoed a kitchen. Then you want to take pictures at the same angle you did during your initial site visit. So what we want to be able to do is take pictures of the same angle of the same room for the initial draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, draw 4. So what can happen is marketing can put together a progress stage marketing piece showing, before, during, and after. So that's pretty critical. You review the SOR just real quick so you know what you're getting into. Like if it says, hey, there's a new roof or a new furnace, you just want to be looking for those things. Know if you're going in the basement, know if you're checking out the exterior of the house, what are they saying is done and what things were on the bid. what happens is you're going to have so many of these jobs going that you're going to forget what the actual bid items were. So just refresh yourself with the scope of work before you get out of the car and start working, so you know what you're looking for. And then there's the draw spreadsheet. We're going to train you on that, but basically what that is that's the draw spreadsheet that tells the admin how much money to put into this draw for each line item, and we'll train you on that separately. And then we look for permits. If there's any permits needed, most of the time they're posted in the front window or somewhere on the job site. So what I like to do is take a picture of those, get a close-up picture, add those into the photos, because a lot of banks, what they'll do is they'll want to see proof of those permits in order to release certain money. So let's say the job needed an electrical permit. They're going to want to see the electrical permit before they release the money on the electrical. And then change orders. If they've requested any change orders, technically the contractor or the homeowner are supposed to provide us with those pictures. But if you know about the change order, go ahead and snap a picture. That way you can put it in the drive, and if we need a picture, we can grab it real quick if needed. And then if there's any concerns or changes, we definitely need to notify the office using the portal. So for example, the client was supposed to be remodeling the kitchen and putting on a new roof, and you get there and the whole house is demoed. There's no bathrooms. It's down to the studs. They're doing way more work than was on the bid. That's a red flag. You got to call a timeout. Say, hey, client, you're not supposed to be doing 50 projects at once. You're supposed to be doing the projects that are on the scope of work. Once the whole job is done, you can always do those projects later. But anything that's of concern that could be devaluing that property or that is being done that's not on that scope of work, you definitely need to notify the office, because we need to notify the lender and let the lender tell the contractor and the client, that's a no-no. They've signed a contract, they've signed an agreement with the lender that they're not going to start any additional projects. They're not going to devalue the home in any way during this loan period. So critical, if we run into any of that, we got to put in the portal. We got to click the update button, and in that update button on the portal, you're just going to write, hey, notify the lender. There's concerns, there's things going on, and just do a brief description and maybe shoot a quick video. Here's what happened. Here's what I ran into. I walked in the house and it's down to the studs and it was only supposed to be a kitchen remodel. And then we can load that up and send it to the lender and let them deal with it. Okay, the submit portal, once again, we're going to train you on that. Everything technically goes through the submit portal. It's built to handle draws, handle change orders, handle site visits, handle final draws. It's built to handle all of the things that we're doing. And once you see it in action, you're going to understand why we use the submit portal